Hello, people. Spino Dragon here, and today this will be a live movie review for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. So, what did I think? Well, it was insane. I'll say that much. It was a huge movie this year, and honestly, it's probably one of my new favorites. Weakest? I wouldn't think so. Mm. But yeah, I mean, how great this film was to me. I would rate this movie a 8 to 9 out of 10, mostly because of the amount of spoilers that Universal put in their um trailers, which was kind of disappointing, but eh, whatever. Yeah, agreed, Rango. I got it. Yes, are you finished with what? Thanks. So if any of you haven't watched Fallen Kingdom just yet, I suggest you should leave because I might talk about spoilers first. And yeah. So if you want to leave now, then you can just go ahead. And you've been warned. So, well, uh, like I said, you you don't have to watch the stream if if you don't want to be spoiled. So you have been warned. So, um, it all starts out with the submarine underwater with the lights. I thought that was a really great intro to start with the film. Um, they're they were trying to collect the DNA of Indominus Rex, and they were able to get a rib cage, like a rib cage piece from her. But yeah, they were able to float up the rib to the surface, and yeah, the submarine was swallowed whole by the Mosasaurus. And so this guy was gonna close the gate, but Rexy scared him off, and Rexy stepped on the tablet that was used for closing the enclosure. But yeah, the enclosure gate was opened, and so that allowed the Mosasaurus to escape. And the guy in the raincoat, uh, he survived Rexy's attack, but the Mosasaurus jumped out of the water and ate him. Honestly, like during that beginning scene, it felt like I was watching Kong Skull Island all over again. I have no clue why. But yeah, moving on with the intro. The title beginning sequence thing. That I gotta say that was probably the most epic one out of the whole franchise. And the one thing that I was surprised about was that it's the first time they actually used their logo, which I thought was pretty funny. But yet again, it makes sense because 25 years, you know. Um, yeah, and then it moves on with Claire and her dinosaur protection group team trying to save the dinosaurs. And Ian Malcolm, yeah, Dr. Ian Malcolm, he's back in this film. He talks about the dinosaurs that are on the island should be left to die because he's afraid that all the dinosaurs will be set loose into the world and wreak havoc on the human race. And he was basically mentioning like they're playing God, really. And and sorry. All right. Sorry about that. But later on, um, Claire gets a call from uh, this guy named Benjamin Lockwood, who is also the assistant to John Hammond, and yeah, he wanted to save them, but there's this guy who's also I think is a cuckoo clock, lived with him, and he was deciding to take the dinosaurs off the island and sell them on his own. So he was basically lying, but Lockwood wasn't. So um, yeah, the volcano sequence, like that scene, that entire scene was just amazing. Like no words. That was probably like the most epic adventure scene that I've seen throughout the entire film. And so yeah, they the team who were rescuing the dinosaurs left Franklin, Claire, and Owen behind on the island, and they took Blue. Yeah, this is like I'm just going with a fast forward thing to the film, but you all already know what happens probably. And so they were able to make it into the onto the boat, and so yeah, this is where it gets sad. Like probably the saddest scene throughout the entire film. The Brachiosaurus, like the same Brachiosaurus that was shown at the very beginning when they arrived on the island. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if that's the same one. But the Brachiosaurus was wanting to get off the island too, I guess. But since that thing is so heavy weight, they weren't able to save it, and they just left it behind on the island. That was probably the saddest scene that I've ever seen, and it showed the Brachiosaurus slowly dying in the procalyptic flow, however you say it. It was sad. Like that was probably the saddest thing seen throughout the entire film. I actually almost went to tears. Uh, moving on, like very forward on. Um, they were able to survive, and they were imprisoned with the other dinosaurs. Um, Owen and Claire were in like this cage, this jail thing, and they were able to get out with this Stygimoloch named Stygie, which I absolutely love the name. um, and they were able to fight off the people who are trying to capture Owen again. So Owen came with the Stygie, and they were basically fighting everyone off. And this is during when they introduced the Indoraptor, which, if you all don't know, is actually a hybrid of Indominus Rex herself and more Velociraptor DNA. And I guess they were trying to see if they were able to tame her, but or him, I should say, because the Indoraptor is a male in this movie. So yeah, they weren't able to. Indoraptors. Best girl. Oof. Okay. But yeah. Moving on. The guy who tranquilized freaking Owen on Issa Nublar. Which, by the way, like what after that sad scene with the Brachiosaurus, I actually like said this to myself in the theater. Like I said, "So long, Issa Nublar." It was sad. It was really sad. But okay, back on topic. um, I gotta say, that guy who tranquilized Owen on Issa Nublar, he deserved it. He got his arm bitten off by the Indoraptor, and yeah, he was killed. He was dead. Um, and then there was the guy who wanted to sell those dinosaurs to other people, rich people. Um, yeah, he did not survive. So and then there's this girl in the movie named Macy, and she's who's meant to be uh Lockwood's granddaughter. Um, yeah, which by the way, Lockwood I guess was killed by that cuckoo clock dude. I forgot his name. um, yeah. So he then mentioned that Lockwood was so upset about his daughter's death, he decided to clone her into who Macy is. Yeah, yeah, like what MDB2K said. Macy is a clone of his daughter. Yeah. Um. Yeah. There's a lot more to go to. Blue escapes. Uh, this gas um goes into the dinosaurs in their cages, and they get all freaked out. But moving on from that, the Endoraptor was going after Macy, and I guess Claire and Owen are back together. um, mm, yeah, Macy, or no, yeah, Macy is getting chased by the Indoraptor, and Owen goes to save her until we run out of bullets to kill the Indoraptor, and then Blue shows up and fights the Indoraptor in Macy's room, and they're outside of the Lockwood Museum area with all the dinosaur bones. And so Claire is back with those with that gun with the I don't know what that type of gun is. So please tell me what it is. Yeah, movie summary with Spider Dragon. Yep. Okay. Back on topic. Um, she aims the laser onto Owen, and so the Indoraptor tries to go after Owen, while Blue is on top of building on the roof. She jumps on the Indoraptor. They both fall down from the glass roof, and the Indoraptor is stabbed through the ceratopsian horns. I thought that was such a more cruel death scene than the death scene that was shown for the Indominus Rex. That was awesome, honestly. And so after that, Blue wanders away, I guess, while while they take care of the dinosaur situation. And Claire wanted to save the dinosaurs, but she couldn't if it's gonna cause this much chaos. But then Macy decided to open the door that led the dinosaurs out of the room so they wouldn't die. And so pteranodons appear, everything else appears until the guy is like trying to get the Indominus rib until Rexy bites down on the cuckoo clock and eats him while the Carnotaurus tries to get the guy's leg, and the T-Rex scared off the Carnotaurus. And then he, honestly, the best scene in that part of the movie was Rexy roaring like she did in the first Jurassic Park. Same pose, same roar, I guess. But yeah, when she roared like that, I was cheering on in the theater. That was an awesome scene. That was a great way to reference the first film. It really was. But uh but yeah, Blue is set like gone, just set free into the world, while pteranodons are just flying everywhere, and some dinosaurs are being like the dinosaurs that were sold before all of that happened. They were carried out to um, those people that wanted those dinosaurs, and yeah. And then there's Rexy roaring at a lion, so there's that. And yeah, that's basically it. Oh, also um there's the cliffhanger scene with the pteranodons post credit scene. Um that I actually didn't get to see that in theaters, but I saw it on YouTube, and yeah, it showed pteranodons just perching on top of one of the tallest buildings in California. So yeah, that's I guess the entire summary. I should probably also mention that Blue was shot on Isla Nublar, so she had to get more blood from another animal, and that was from Rexy. So um, yep, I forget things a lot. Shit. Anyways, uh, I like this film. It was a great film to celebrate the 25th year anniversary, and it was a great time to set its release. It would be much cooler though if they released it at a time where it was around the same week where it was the 25th year anniversary and it was the release of Jurassic World Evolution. But other than that, and other than the spoilers, great movie. I'd rate it a 8 to 9 out of 10. Important, scary, yeah. Yeah, I'd rate it the same as you, Dilo. 8 to 9 at least. I just feel like it was a bit rushed. Yeah, that's true. Like the adventurous part at the at the near beginning of the film, that was a bit rushed, to be honest. Um, Everything else, it was like horrific and freaking cool. What I really liked at the end was like it showed the pteranodons just flying during the sun rising, like I guess I'm not sure if it was rising or setting, but yeah. Blue House T-Rex, there. Yeah, pretty much. That's how it kept. That's how she kept up with the Indo. Oh, honestly, that makes sense. That does make sense. Dracus 6 to 7 out of 10. Mm, uh, but yeah, that's my review of this film. Yeah, I don't got jack shit. Screen time. Yeah, that is true though. Like, what I was upset about was like the Allosaurus didn't get much screen time. It could have had like a better role, you know. But it was just there in the background, shadowing like two scenes. Yeah, that's true. Well, what's really odd is that if you didn't notice, Giga Titan, there was like in Fallen Kingdom, it showed an Allosaurus like with no osteoderms, but in the game Jurassic World Evolution, it looks like the Allosaurus did have osteoderms. So I was wondering what that like why it doesn't have that until I realized that the Allosaurus that was shown in Fallen Kingdom, like in like the auction scene, was actually a juvenile, so it probably didn't grow all of its osteoderms yet. Oh my god, it's confusing. But yeah. Uh, Also, what I wasn't expecting was the Parasaurolophus. Apparently, it had a few cameo scenes near like the end of the film. I was actually surprised there's more than one clip, and I'm actually surprised it was in the film. But yeah, at least we know that Parasaurolophus is saved. I gotta say though, the Brachiosaurus probably wasn't the only one that was saved. Um, there are a few other dinosaurs that weren't extinct just yet, and other prehistoric creatures. And I don't find critics wrong about the film. It's not exactly a remarkable film. It wasn't Alan Silvestri's amazing soundtrack. It would have been as memorable as it was. Yeah, it's true. But yep, and Navisa Nubar, Rise of the Dinosaurs on the mainland. Well, hype for Jurassic World 3 then. But yeah, like I said, Brachiosaurus was probably the only one that wasn't saved on Isla Nublar. There were others too. Um, I would say that the ones that weren't saved was the pterosaur Dimorphodon, which I'm not even sure if they flew off to the mainland. I'm not really sure about that. But moving on, there's of course, yeah, we already know the Brachiosaurus. I would also say that the ones that weren't saved were Brachycephalosaurus, the Dilophosaurus, Suchomimus, uh, there are others too. What were they? Um, Pachyrhinosaurus. Wait, hold on. I gotta look at. It was here. Um, I just looked at the dinosaur protection group thing. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Um, wait, I gotta find a bigger picture, at least. Oh, that's the biggest I can get. Okay. Um. All right. Open image. Oh, it's bigger. Okay, that's good. Um. But yeah, as you can see here, it shows the ones that are already extinct and the ones that are alive and all that. So, here are the ones that I would probably suggest that weren't saved and were just left to die on the island. Um, Dimorphodon, um, Pachycephalosaurus, Dilophosaurus, um, Microceratus, Suchomimus, and Pachyrhinosaurus. As for everything else that's shown here, they were already extinct before the volcanic eruption happened. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. Um, but yeah, guys, this was my Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie review. So like I said, I rate the film a 8 to 9 out of 10. There are some slight flaws to it. I can't feel as to why, but it had some types of flaws. I don't know. I just have that feeling. But um, other than that, the movie was absolutely great. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this review, and like, subscribe, and do whatever you have to do. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next stream, probably later. I don't know. So see ya.